పెట్టచ్చు.
Also, I'd like to invite the distinguished keynote speaker today, Mr. Deepak Srinivas Madala Garu. The members of the panel also join for the lightning of the traditional oil lamp.
మొత్తం ప్యాక్ చేసి చెప్తా. కట్టే ఏం అవ్వదు, ఏమో తెలీదు. ఇప్పుడు ఊడదు, ఇప్పుడు ఎలా ఊడుతుంది నేను చూస్తా. ఎక్కడ ఇక్కడేనా? యాంగిల్ అడ్జస్ట్ చేస్తాం. వాళ్ళే చూస్తారు, నేను
మోదకం సదా విసారకం పరాధరావతంశకం విలాసిదోకరక్షకం అనాయకైకనాయకం విలాసితైపరాకం నటాశనాశనాశకం నమామి తం వినాయకం. జయ గణేశ జయ గణేశ జయ గణేశ పాహి మాం. జయ గణేశ జయ గణేశ జయ గణేశ రక్ష మాం. జయ గణేశ జయ గణేశ జయ గణేశ పాహి మాం. జయ గణేశ జయ గణేశ జయ గణేశ రక్ష మాం.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And now, to formally welcome this august gathering, I invite Professor K. Ramsudha Garu, the Dean of Outreach and also the IIC Cluster Coordinator of Andhra University, to deliver the welcome address. So, ma'am, this means
ఫోన్ ఎవరిది? వినయ్ ఆఫీస్. క్వాలిటీ ఎంతేనా పెన్షన్?
Respected principal, AU College of Engineering, convener of Institution Innovation Council, Andhra University, distinguished keynote speaker, Dr. Deepak Srinivas Madala, Director, Alco Partners, and esteemed panelists, and also the esteemed moderator for the panel discussion, Dr. Narendra Nirla, Chief Operating Officer, Inspire IT Solutions, faculty members, students, and my dear participants, a very good afternoon to you all. On behalf of Andhra University and the Institution Innovation Council and Andhra University Incubation Center Council, I take the privilege of welcoming you all to the pre-summit meet, AI summit meet, pre-summit AI meet, organized as a part of Ministry of Education Innovation Council, MIC, AICT driven initiative titled AI for Atmanirbhar Bharat, HEI pre-summit engagement towards India AI Impact Summit 2026. The initiative aims to foster AI awareness, adoption, and capacity building across the higher education ecosystem. The summit is aligned with 7 key thematic areas: safe and trusted AI, human capital, science, resilience, innovation, and efficiency, inclusion of social empowerment, democratization of AI resources, and economic growth with social good. We are privileged to have with us today our distinguished keynote speaker, Dr. Deepak Srinivas Madala, Director, Alco Partners, whose keynote address basically aligns with economic growth and social growth, harnessing AI for regional economic growth, AU's role. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation, for being a part of this pre-summit meet. We later have a panel discussion based on one of the 7 themes that is resilience, innovation, and efficiency. And we have a panel members, Dr. Lalita Bhaskari and Dr. Lakshmipati Raju, D. Lakshmipati Raju, founder and CEO of Assista DG Automation, Srinivas Madala, CEO and CTO, Swaya Infotech. And also we have the moderator for the panel discussion, Sri Narendra Nerla, COO, COO Inspired Edge IT Solutions. Thank you, sir, for being a part of this free AI summit. And later we have also a product demo and interactive sessions. And these sessions are very important for the growth of AI on the campus, and also video competition was conducted on AI on campus. So with this few words, I take the opportunity in welcoming you all for the pre-summit meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your warm welcome and also for outlining the objectives of today's event. Moving forward, I'd like to respectfully invite Dr. G.M.G. Raju Garu, the President of the Institution's Innovation Council, Andhra University, to share his remarks and his vision for the Institution's Innovation Council.
Good afternoon, Honorable Vice Chancellor, respected Principal of AU College of Engineering, esteemed dignitaries, industry leaders, mentors, faculty members, student innovators, and dear participants. Good afternoon to all. It gives me an immense pleasure as the President of Institute of Engineers, Institute Innovation Council of Andhra University, to address the distinguished gathering for the Pre-AI Summit. The summit is not merely an event, it reflects the direction and the maturity of the innovation ecosystem we have collectively built at Andhra University. Over the past few years, innovation at Andhra University has evolved from being an initiative to becoming an institutional culture. Between April 2022 and February 26, through HAV and Andhra University Incubation Council, we have made tangible and measurable progress. Today, our ecosystem has supported around 230 active startups, with 42 startups successfully graduated, demonstrating our ability to mature ideas and the concept for commercialization. Today, we reach the extent beyond the national boundaries with 14 international startups also. Innovation must translate into impact, and that we are doing it, and we are giving employment opportunities for nearly 726 and 400. We are given 400. We are taking 400 internships also. Furthermore, EU supported startups have collectively raised around 151 crores in funding. And these efforts have been reinforced through 276 innovation-driven events, fostering continuous engagement between academia, industry, and entrepreneurship. At the core of the progress is the Innovation Council of Andhra University, functioning as a truly collaborative body. Our IIC is supported by 24-member faculty council, providing academic leadership and community. Equally important is our 23-member student council, led by students, ensuring the innovation of the further student-driven, energetic, and future-oriented programs. We are also privileged to be added around 18 distinguished external members, comprising from industry leaders, startup founders, and technology experts. So I would like to place on record that my sincere appreciation for the AHAV team, whose dedication, operation excellence, and ecosystems in building efforts from the played a pivotal role in translating vision. I also acknowledge the committed leadership of the IFC convener, the Dean Outreach, who is also the IFC cluster coordinator, and the entire organizing team for their tiresome efforts for making this summit possible. As the president of IFC, I firmly believe that the university's role is not only to impart knowledge but to enable creation, encourage responsible risk taking, and translate innovation into societal and economic values. With these few words, I wish to the pre-summit a great success. Thank you. Jane.
Thank you very much, sir, for your encouraging words and for your leadership. It is now my distinct privilege to invite Professor Shashi Mogala, the principal of AU College of Engineering, to address this gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone. Especially, I would like to greet our beloved Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Shekhar, and the keynote speaker, Dr. Deepak Srinivas Mandala, and his team from Alco Partners, and the members of IIC, Andhra University, and the Dean Outreach, the AHAB, who has been coordinating this activity, and especially the president of IIC, who is organizing this particular event, and the panelists. And I'm happy to see so many students coming forward, interestingly, to listen to the deliberations, the opinions of the panelists on the most impactful technology of today's world, that is AI. So I'm very happy that this event, the Free AI Impacts Summit, is being organized by Andhra University in order to sensitize as well as create interest among the learners, both faculty and students, about the upcoming great event which is going to be held in during 19th of February. So AI is the technology that is revolutionizing nowadays, because it is becoming more and more powerful. Though it started in 1950s, there was a slow pace in the beginning, but because of the successful developments happening in computational power and the data availability, which are the basic requirements for an intelligent activity, you require a lot of data, and from that data only you will be able to build knowledge. And from the knowledge is the bedrock of intelligent activity. So in order to emulate intelligence, you require a lot of data, and the ability to process that lot of data, you require a lot of computational power because of the availability of GPUs and the sharing of information and accumulation of information because of this cloud technology. We are able to access the information anywhere, anytime, etc. Because of all these things, nowadays, whatever you want to do is becoming a possibility through the AI technologies, especially in the recent developments in NLP and computer vision. There are lots of advancements in developing AI tools, and the impact they create will change the way we live in the long run. Like industrialization. So we have to be prepared to make use of these powerful AI tools in a most efficient and then in a safe manner. The safety is very, very important. So with these few words, I'm very happy and thankful for the organizers for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
And now let me cordially invite the President of the Institution's Innovation Council and also the President of the Institution's Innovation Council, Dr. Raju Garu, and also the Dean Outreach Bhankar University to hand over a token of appreciation to Shashi ma'am.
Yeah, please. You are coming, please. So uninvited because lack of time I'm get tracking. So may I know how many students are not from CSE? Not from CSE. Oh, that's great. Okay, good to see that. So I'm glad to be here as part of the AI Summit 2026, which is going to be held during 16th to 22nd at New Delhi. All the education institutions were supposed to organize pre-AI summits. And we have IIC, Institute Innovation Council, which takes such activities, and I'm very glad. So we are very happy to witness the presence of Dr. Deepak Srinivas, then Narendra Narla, then Lakshmi Petraju and Srinivas Matala. So thank you very much for participating in particular short notice. I know it's very short notice. That's what I came to know through the President IIC. So in 1990, when I joined Hyderabad Central University for my master's, MSc, one of our senior MCA, because maths and computer information sciences was one school. So in my first year, one of the MCA senior students, Nagaraju, I don't know where he is now, he asked me a question with a group of 4 or 5 students we were there. So do you know AI? Okay, so what could be AI? So then my friends were, they were not able to tell, and I was also, we heard because 1990, I was talking about 1990. So I said, maybe, suppose you have a mechanical bearing system. So then it requires greasing, right? I don't know how, you might be knowing. Suppose after some time, the greasing is gone, the lubricant, whatever is gone, so then there will be wear and tear. So I gave this example. So the machine is able to realize on its own whether enough greasing is there or not. So this could be one. So he said, okay, well, you are close. So the AI, how did we come to know? 1990 itself, there used to be a AI MTech AI program in Hyderabad Central University. So then later on, I'm from math background, so AI and artificial neural networks used to the buzzword, but somehow the neural networks was more or less failed at that time for decades. Okay, why I said failed? Because as a theory, as a robust proof system, but engineers started using it left and right, and then moved to genetic algorithms and things like that. So, but now again it picked up momentum. But where we are lagging today, I am very happy. Why I have asked this fundamental question of how many are from non-CS. Today we are lagging because somehow the society by and large is under the impression that AI ML is truly meant for computer science students. So the day we come out of that and offer a AI course in every engineering department, not one AI course, maybe elementary, then advanced, mechanical engineering, aerospace engineering, civil engineering. So then we will be able to achieve the fruits of the concept. Okay. So that is not happening in engineering curricula. Even we need not be limited to engineering curricula. We should move even towards the management. So there also we have, and law, there is a scope. So I think our curricula has to be designed and redesigned so that these are integrated, and most importantly, there should be a cross curricula so that a management student can take courses in computer science department and a computer science department can take. So these are the things that should happen. So coming to this AI summit, I am sure you are all aware that there is a G20 happened. So G20 had a lot of themes, and one based on one theme that the summit happened across India at various institutions, various. So G20 had one theme, AI principles. So under that, this AI summit was conceptualized, and today the country is taking forward this particular AI summit. So the slogan is for the society welfare and society happiness. So that is so if you see in Hindi that is listed. So happiness of the society and welfare of the society. So unless at student level we take up case studies and use cases and then show it to the community and hands-on, just reading and then examination purpose etc. is not going to help. So I think we have to go a little aggressively in this direction. So we are going for curricular revision, and I hope we will take care of these measures by involving industry experts, etc. So I'm happy to learn that several students have participated in the video competition, etc. And then we want to hear. And on this note, I'm very happy because the day before yesterday, we were witnessing one of the Quantum Valley foundation stone, and the day before that, the hackathon was concluded, and we should congratulate the Amaranas team who won runners-up in one of the themes. And I happened to meet a student there, so big round of applause for them. So one more time, thanks to all the experts I'm sure they are really hands-on, and then I was talking briefly, so they are really onto it, and then they have been using it. So beyond this, you should interact with them and try to get most fruit out of this interaction. So thank you once again. Thank you.
Now, once again, I'd like to cordially invite the President IIC and the convener IIC to hand over a token of appreciation to the respected Vice Chancellor of Andhra University. So now let me cordially invite the keynote speaker today, Mr. Dr. Deepak Srinivas Madala Garu, to receive a token of appreciation. Dr. Deepak Srinivas Madala Garu, the keynote speaker today, he is also the director of Alco Partners. Also, I'd like to invite on stage Mr. Narendra Nanda Garu, the COO of Inspired Edge IT Solutions, who is the moderator for the panel. Also, I'd like to cordially invite on stage Mr. Srinivas Madala Garu, the CEO and CTO of Swea Infotech, and Mr. Lakshmipati Raj Dantaluri, the founder and CEO of Vashishta Vidya Pradesh. And finally, to one of our very own, also a panel member, the convener of the Institutions Innovation Council at Andhra University and the head of the Department of IT and Computer Applications at Andhra University, Professor D. Lalita Bhaskar Garu. And also, I'd like to cordially invite on stage Mr. Srinivas Madala Garu, the CEO and CTO of Swea Infotech. I'd like to request you all to join for a group photograph. I'd also like to request the respected Principal Andhra University College of Engineering and the Dean Outreach Andhra University, and also Mr. Srinivas Savaram, Director of Alco Partners, to join the group. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And we now transition to the technical highlight of this afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Deepak Srinivas Madala, the Director of Alco Partners. He will be sharing his valuable insights and industry expertise with us today. Sir, the platform is over to you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's a great pleasure to be here this evening in the center of Visakhapatnam, the city of destiny, right? Soon to be the digital engine of our country. Why do I say that? That's the first thing that comes to your mind, right? Google. What else? Just Google? Alright, so we are just 10 days away from a very big event. What is that event? Any ideas? Yeah, the Delhi Summit. The AI Summit in Delhi. But there's also going to be a big announcement on February 19th. Amravati AI University. Heard about that? No? That's a very crucial piece that's going to determine the growth of AI and our contribution to AI from our state, from our country, and particularly from the city of Visakhapatnam. Okay? So we are no longer talking about technology as a tool today. We're talking about technology as a basic foundation for the economic growth of this country. Okay? We are at a threshold now where AI and sustainability are also going to be in a synergetic relationship. AI is not meant to be for a limited set of population. It needs to and it will pervade the entire society. And here's where you folks come in, the students and of course the faculty, in encouraging the students to come up with models that are going to deploy AI-based solutions that encourages sustainability and inclusivity. That's the theme of AI, the AI that we are taking up in our country. Okay, let's move on to the first. So AU has always been known as a seat of learning, right? It would be, because we are celebrating the centennial celebrations this year, meaning AU being 100 years since its inception. But 2026 is where we're going to have AI, applied AI. AI has been there for a while, like Sir mentioned, the Vice Chancellor mentioned. He was talking about AI being around in 90s, probably even in 80s. But then applied AI is where we are now. We don't think about AI being taught in colleges exclusively, but we talk about AI being applied in our everyday life. That's the difference, and that's the threshold that we are at today in 2026. Okay? Visakhapatnam is a city that's going to be the eastern gateway for India's digital sovereignty. What do you mean by sovereignty? So far, all the digital technology has been the domain of the Western developed nations, right? Even today, when we talk about AI, most of the thinking in AI is happening beyond the shores of our country. That's changing. The digital AI mission that we started at the nation level is going to change that. We need to own the data centers. We need to make sure that the data is within the boundaries of a country. We need to make sure that AI applications are for our own good. So digital sovereignty, and Visakhapatnam stands at the gateway to that. Simple reason, you got the first part right. We are going to have a lot of AI data centers coming up in Vizag. I don't know if you guys are familiar, we have very large data sets that are originating from Visakhapatnam. So we can use that to develop AI applications. The data sets I'm talking about, an example of that is ocean plastics. They are being developed from Vizag. Okay? So we talked about the India Digital Mission. Essentially, it's going to set the standards for what we want to achieve as a country in terms of AI development and AI, applied AI. Interesting thing for you is we're going to have NVIDIA-based GPUs being deployed at the national level, which will be accessible for students and researchers at a very low price, as low as 100 rupees per hour. So that's an interesting thing for you guys to consider. The other thing that's happening is the AI Living Labs Foundation. How many of you have heard that word, AI Living Labs Foundation? So this is again connected to the AI university that's coming up in Amravati. So this is like fresh off the press. You know, the state committee, the state cabinet took a decision on that. AI Living Labs Foundation is going to be a hub and spoke model. We'll have the hub in the Quantum Valley and then the AI University in Amravati. Whereas AU is going to be in a very important spoke of this AI Living Labs Foundation. What does that mean by being an important spoke? AI Living Foundation Labs at AU in a spoke model has the mandate to focus on agriculture and healthcare. Two things that are very local to the region that we live in and around Visakhapatnam. The goal for our state, as envisioned by our Chief Minister, is one AI-trained individual per family. What do you mean by that? We're not talking about one coder per family. We're talking about one person in every family who can use an AI tool in their everyday life. So let's see how many of you use AI since this morning. I know these guys would. Some of you are hesitating, did I use AI or did I dream about AI this morning? So once again, raise your hands. What's the most common thing you used it for? Search? How many of you used it for search? It's an overwhelming 90% of people using AI for search. Okay, so this is what our goal is. Use AI tools, not just with the students, but every family in our state should be able to use AI in their everyday life. It could be a simple speech command for people who are not very literate. Use that as a speech, and then take the benefits of the AI through that mode. So we're talking about focus for AI Living Labs as a spoke model for Andhra University. So these are the two things that we want to concentrate on. That's the mandate given. Precision farming, we always had access to the satellite imagery, but what AI is trying to do is try and see if it can predict, using this data, predict the microclimate. This is going to be very helpful for the farmers in this region, particularly the tribal farmers. Pest and yield prediction using AI for image analysis. Image analysis and not in fancy things, but we're talking about as on simple devices like your mobile phones. Again, giving you the prediction in terms of yield and pesticide applications. Health, we're talking about diagnostic tools, analysis of X-rays. Again, a benefit for the rural areas where you may not have access to radiologists. Maybe you can get an X-ray done, but you don't have the analysis there, no interpretation there. Epidemic mapping. Every monsoon, like other cities in the country, we go through epidemic stages of dengue, malaria. Can we use some data sets to predict the prevalence of it? By the way, our state government is already using AI pretty intensively in their real-time governance. Almost to a stage where every officer in the government is going to have an AI agent helping him either deliver the services or help him do his work. So actually the state government is on the cutting edge today we as the public citizens are probably lagging behind in the use of AI tools. Aquaculture, Andhra Pradesh exports nearly 35% of the whole country's, contributes to 35% of the entire country's export. So that's pretty big number. So there are certainly AI applications there. We'll talk a bit about that in a while. Healthcare, again, related to the India AI mission, there's an India AI Innovation Challenge where there are certain domains where the country or the government expects you to solve the problems using AI. We'll talk about that in a little while. The biggest thing is, they want to make AI inclusive. It's not just for the urban population. We want to make sure the entire population, all citizens across the board get the benefit of it. So this is not a new application of AI. I believe there were pilots done in 24-25 where participant farms from the Krishna and Godavari Delta participated in this. And they saw a clear benefit of 60% decrease in total crop loss due to early AI interventions. They reduced the emergency harvest being, if you realize that ponds have some viral elements in it, you harvest the crop earlier than scheduled. This means the drop in the revenue. So developing AI-driven interventions, they increase the yield at least by 15% per hectare. This is like studies that have already been done. So there's a clear edge by using AI-predicted interventions. In one key one of the important things that when we think about aquaculture in our region is the rampant use of antibiotics and the waste that is generated in aquaculture being emptied into the water bodies or seeping into the aquifer. So AI-driven feeding and usage of antibiotics means that we are optimizing them, so there's actually less runoff of these chemicals into the water bodies. So that's an additional benefit. So when we talk about AI challenge, the innovation challenge, these are some of my thoughts on how Andhra University can lead it. Andhra University being at the forefront for healthcare and agriculture-based innovation from an AI perspective. Let's talk about diagnostic kits. Diagnostic kits that are based on simple mobile phones or handheld devices. AI can be, a edge-based deployment, which means you can handle offline. Particularly, let's say we are working in tribal areas where the connectivity is poor. You don't need a network connectivity for AI to give its analysis. Vernacular AI interface. How many of you have heard about Bharshini? Thank you. You heard about it. So this is again a GUI initiative where we are building a language translation platform that can be used and developed across the country. Right now, I believe it has 22 languages, some 1900 odd dialects. So that's another place where you guys can contribute from Andhra University in developing translation services or offering your AI services in local dialects. If you go to the tribal areas, although they think they're speaking Telugu, there's always a difference in the Telugu that you hear. So that's another thing that you can leverage and contribute to the development of that platform. So let me end with this. These are again my thoughts. Some thoughts for you to take home. I think we gotta move away from a academic approach to a application approach, and AU can take a lead in that. Interdisciplinary action. Vice Chancellor was talking about how many non-CS students here, right? So AI is one of those things where it needs to be an interdisciplinary approach. We want everybody from arts to engineering use AI tools. Only then you'll realize and leverage the importance of what AI has to offer. The gains are incredible, and if you guys think you cannot take advantage of it, you're in the wrong times. Prototype first mindset. Let's quickly move away from just the academics. Courses are great, but then this is something that we can apply. Meaning move away from, after you learn the basics of the technology, look forward to applying them. Applied research, startups is the way to go forward. How many of you guys thinking about startups? Nobody? Nobody thinking about startups? How many of you in third year here? Fourth year. So third year, every one of you wants a job? No? Everybody wants a job? Oh yeah, another option. How many of you want to go to the next level, master's program? So what happens to the rest of them? You don't think startup is a viable alternative to job and master's program? No? IISc and AHAM needs to do more to these folks here. Okay, the other thing I want to highlight is the economic transformation. AI is not going to help grow the economy, right? AI, how is it going to grow the economy? It's the people who use AI that will grow the economy, right? You need to develop the applications that will help grow the economy. And lastly, most important for the folks who are thinking that AI is going to take your jobs away, yeah, it will take your jobs away, but AI won't take it. The graduates who use AI will take it away. See the distinction? So unless you use AI, learn to use AI, you're not going to land jobs. The 90% of people who said they're going to, prefer a job over other careers, unless you use AI tools and learn and master them, to use in your daily life to help you learn better, to help you develop better, to help you perform better, then definitely AI is going to take those jobs away. AI has used by people. Thank you. Good luck, guys.
Thank you very much, sir. And we now move on to the panel discussion segment. The theme for this discussion is resilience, innovation, and efficiency. I'm now pleased to introduce the moderator for this session, Ms. Narendra Nirmala, the COO of Inspired Edge IT Solutions. And also I'd like to welcome on stage our distinguished panelists, Mr. Lakshmipati Raj Dantanuri, the founder and CEO of Vasishtha Digi Automation, Mr. Srinivas Madala, the CEO and CTO of Swear Infotech, and Andhra University's very own Professor D. Lalita Bhaskar Garu, the convener of the IIC and the head of the Department of Information Technology and Computer Application. Over to you, Mr. Narendra, to steer this conversation.
Anything I want in this area, reach out to you. Pull your sensors up. Search techno intention.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. I know Dr. Deepak gave very insightful keynote. I'm sure you guys are thinking about a lot of those initiatives coming to your side. So this panel, again, I think everyone talked about this as a pre-summit for the event happening in Delhi. So we have a very experienced panel here, right from Srinivas Madala, Lakshmipati Raju, and then Madam. Yeah. So before I start any questions to this panel, but I want to ask you, the entire crowd, do you have any specific questions that you want to ask the panel? Anyone wants to ask any questions? All right. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, please.
Hello. Hi sir. So I'm Asim Rahmani, and people are showing the importance in healthcare and agriculture tech. But there is also fintech where people are kind of coming interest and all. Like I myself kind of is interested into fintech. But after some point of time when I want to continue building my project, there are very finance jargons that are like bouncers to me. So is it, even important to get into fintech or like any other, like the agriculture tech and health tech using AI is booming up or what? What about the fintech opinion of you?
Hello? Audible? Yeah. See, every industry will have its own jargon, not just the fintech. Even you say agri-tech and the health tech, it has its own jargon. But why you are seeing them as a very familiar things? Because every day you are interacting with them. Somehow you are interacting with the hospitals, like going to these places and all. Agri-tech, like that's why like you are seeing that as a familiar. But everything has its own vocabulary or the jargon, like whatever the things which need to know and which we need to understand their domain. But that has this challenge. So there is nothing like a specific, okay, only the agri-tech or the health tech are the only key things you will fintech is of course, in fact it is the technology what we have is like a super horizon, so it can disrupt literally anything. Yeah. That answering your question?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else before I get back to the panel? Or you probably hear more answers to your questions from this panel. So, I know one of the points that we're going to cover is, what we already know that what AI can do, from what Deepak already highlighted as a vision. But what it costs to our planet and also to our environment is what we need to address through this panel. But before we dive into those details, I want the panel to introduce themselves and talk about what are they doing in this AI world. Srinivas?
So, myself, Srinivas Mandala, I am founder and CEO of Sriya Information Technologies. So, we are an incubator under NASCOM. So, I myself is like more into the tech. I'm a technical founder. So, tech and the politics are like my super dopamine effect, like the Adland highs. Instantly, like those two things are like a super hot in the news and every day. So yeah, in terms of the AI, of course, we have two opinions, one on the positive side and the negative side. Just to be disclaimer, like I'm on the positive side. I'm believing that AI is like a very key transformation technology to make world less inflationary, where it can reduce some of the differences in the world if you use it right. Now, in terms of what I am doing, so we are building a platform called 10xe. It's pronounced as a 10 exponential. We believe AI is the technology is not for the linear input and linear output. It is for an exponential output. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to remove a drag between the teams and the rework between the different functional groups and getting the highest value to the token. That's precisely what we're doing.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Lakshmi Raju. I'm the founder and CEO of DG Automation Solutions. We have been working for the manufacturing companies, mainly on the automation, and AI was when we have started getting into the industry, just like you guys might be thinking that we're going to build an AI solution for any problem statement. That is, even we started. But when we have entered into the manufacturing industry currently, 3 years back when we saw the industries are not ready. First of all, there is no data at all. Still, the companies are relied on morely on Excel sheets and through phone calls for any decision taking. That is when what we have done, we have built the enterprise digital solution. That is the team we have started. We started building web and mobility solutions where we can fill the gaps where the data is being not integrated with the enterprise applications. And now, in the last 3 years, we made pretty much improvement. Now we are building autopilot. So soon, the Middle East customers, mainly we are dealing with semi-government cement manufacturing company. Our product is on file. Now recently we started our own one more venture for Indian market for industrial automation, where we are collaborating with the academics, and there are 7 students from other university have collaborated with us. We are building MES software which is going to automate the complete corrugated manufacturing company.
Thank you. Madam, coming to you, I know industry as such always had difficulty in making sure we are up to date on the technology side. In the academics background, you have to really cope up to this kind of advancements. What is that you guys do as a faculty, and then how do you make sure that the students always get that real time?
Thank you, sir. And namaste to one and all on behalf of Andhra University and as convener IIT, for which just now I got the order, thanks to our President Raj Garu. So I thank you for this opportunity. And as sir asked, see, this is all for the students as well as for the people from industry. The question was, if I'm right, what are the steps which you are taking to bridge the gap between academia and industry? So first of all, as you all know, BTech course is a 4-year degree course. And MSc, MCA, MTech, they're all 2-year PG courses. For every batch, like 1 year, one batch coming out of the campus, or rather best period is 3 years, we do something called as a curriculum revision, wherein we have a structured BBOS, Board of Studies, wherein members will be from the academia and industry, and I think many of you are being Board of Studies members for different colleges and all. And in these meetings, we do conduct a rigorous, the revisions of curriculum, up to date. Like that, if at all you believe it or not, or you know or not, from 2020, we have continuously made 4 times revisions in the curriculum. Okay? Which, as it is a bit confusion for the staff as well as for the students also. And we are the first state university to introduce minors and honors. We are giving honors in computer science and systems engineering, honors in ITCA, honors in every engineering department. And we are offering minors in CSE, wherein we have mandatorily included AI as one of the subjects. Okay? So how many of you know that? Anyone from civil? Students, yes, I want a very energetic answers. How many of you are from civil? Or rather chemical? Yes. AI course is there for you? In your open electives? Say yes or no? Yes. See, we have open electives, professional electives. Open electives are nothing but free electives, right? So these are a few things which we have done. And recently we have conducted hackathons in AI, and 32 teams from Andhra University have participated. And as sir was mentioning, one of our team, I think Srinivas Garu knows, we have stood as runner-ups under quantum state visualizers. We have, and the team has secured 30,000 or whatever it is. See, money is not the thing, but we could make a place in that quantum. So in a nutshell, these are the things. Apart from this, we do conduct seminars, we do conduct hackathons, we do conduct FDP.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thanks.
A bit lengthy, but
Yes. So back to Kashupati. So India is often, talked about, the entire world talks about India as we do more with less resources, right? How do you kind of apply to that kind of a model in the current AI? Because AI is always considered as a more energy sucking model. So what kind of jugaad that you guys apply when you are developing or using any of the AI models?
So today, if you go to the industry, first of all, industries are not looking at what AI service you can provide or what AI tool you can give it to us to solve the problem. And if you look at India, maybe when you see the hype that is in the media, coming to India, it will be very slow. Because today when we are going to, believe me, we are dealing with one of the manufacturing zone in Andhra Pradesh, started with Visakhapatnam. The industry what we have started is, there are around 3,500 companies. Okay. Now, when we go to this company, still they do not trust the technology first, because they really not interested into investing on AI, because they strongly believe that decisions should be man-driven even today. Okay, but whether they are willing to go to the technology, yes, but it will be a step by step. So considering that, as a students, most of them, just like we approach companies, even the students approach us and they want to work on AI, but industries are looking at what problem we can solve. So if AI going to disrupt, coming back to your question, AI going to, if AI comes, because we are more service oriented country, we send our people out of the country. That is where we depend on. But even to lay down to reach to that point, it will take, to my understanding, it will take another 10 to 15 years. So till then, instead of we are more relying on tools, we need to understand what problem we can solve using the AI, where humans intervention can be reduced and AI can take that autopilot decision making.
Okay, thank you. So Srinivas, do you want to talk about that 10x AI that you guys started talking about recently? And I know that's basically it's more of a Indianized version of what a lot of MNCs try to do on the consulting. So do you want to talk about how did you guys get into that idea, and then how is that going to help the organizations in this AI journey?
Sure. So what we understood is once this AI or the ChatGPT is happened, of course, like you guys are using and every industry, like everybody is using. And if you take in an organization, it will have a literally multi-functions. Like it has a marketing as a division, it has a sales as a division, it has a finance as a division, operations as a division, or engineering as a division. Now, all these, the individual functional groups, somewhere or other, maybe directly ChatGPT or some tool like a very specifically designed for them, they are using the AI and also they're getting the linear multiples of output, right? So for the very smaller input like what they want to do, they're getting the, for example, for a marketing guy, they put their marketing strategy and their ICT to it. Probably it's creating a super workable marketing plan. For a sales guy, it's creating sales strategy to reach out to their customers. So if you see this as individual things, it is giving the linear output and multiples. But if we closely look at it, so whatever the software solutions before AI also offering the same thing. Probably that multiple is less, but somebody built a software or SaaS for the marketing. They'll say, okay, I solve this problem for you and you'll get this X much of output for the Y cost or something. So that's where the problem is. Like if I just break down the example to be, let's say, a software development. If software development itself is a multifunction. So there is a stakeholder, there is a product guy, there is a business analyst, then there is a coder, and there is a tester, and there is an ops guy who's deploying it. So even here in this single function, like there is a multiple, different set of people, but they're completely different. Like one guy's, the world is completely different than other guys. One just understood the whole about the code, programming and everything. One is all about like understand like what is the product I'm giving, who are the users. In simply like if you put it in like one section of the people know what and why for who, and the other section of people will figure out the how part, right? So now even here it's completely the SDLC is completely disrupted by the AI, and these functional groups are using the AI. Now the problem is the drag between the teams or the rework between the teams or the amount of the context missing between the teams still the same. So until we solve that, we saw it's always the linear input and linear output. That's why we are calling it as an exponential 10x, 10 exponential. So what we need to see is like we need to build an operating layer where it connects this function and make sure there is no drag and context is retained and there is no rework. If you see that now, if you just put the on one end from the stakeholder and the business required, that has to be translated till the delivery without anything missing. That's where we see is an exponential output for a linear input.
Okay, just a follow-up question to that. when we talk about 10x, I'm sure it requires a lot of computation power, and then imagine you get a hit by a GPU shortage in the world. How do you guys survive with so much of activity that you guys are planning? So I will give you the right example, the one project which I am working for your organization. So basically, we're working on expense management by understanding the telecom expenses from the raw invoices, right? So we started, like, of course, we fine-tuned a model and it is working. But what we see is like every time, even if the same invoice going in, it has to build the entire content, it has to burn the GPU minutes and the tokens and the energy and get out these things. And so it's not only the resource intensive, as Naren said, it's also not much cost effective, because India is the most about the cost effectiveness and the speed also, because these LLMs are not speed as our regular softwares. Okay. So it will take time, it will take resources and all. So that's where the Indian Jugaad mind came up. So when we are putting a particular telecom invoice into the LLM, it is doing some reasoning and understanding that the invoice and it extracting what we need from it. Why don't we make that reasoning as an artifact for a once and make it as a program and just read it? Now we only need one time the GPU, rest all the time it's a general CPU. That's how we need to think, like in every way, like we need to think in those kind of jugaads. I'm not jugaads, it's not jugaad actually, it's a clever way of putting the system so that it still works, it still gives the effect what we are expecting with the affordable resource or the cost. It's a smarter way of doing it, yeah. So Lakshmi Prithviraj, do you want to talk about any of those examples in your startup?
Our main challenge is we are dealing with enterprise application data, where data is very confidential, and we are dealing with companies where 0.0031.1 information, if it leaks, they'll be their shares will come down. That kind of crucial data. So what we are doing when we approach these people, first of all, they made it very clear, your LLMs, whatever data you want to pass it to your LLM should not go out of the plant itself. So what we have made is, we have set up the local infrastructure. We are dealing with Saudi clients, their pockets are heavy. Investment is not a big deal. But the only thing is that they want to make sure their data should not go out of the infrastructure. So for us, we really do not have that kind of challenge there, because all the data from the Oracle enterprise application is all streamlined, and that whatever initially they have not given the complete data. We are dealing with only 10% of all last 25 years of data, dealing with supply chain data.
Okay, Madam. So I think you spoke about industry academia gap and how as a university you're bridging that gap. When it comes to hiring or campus hiring, you probably coordinate with different companies. Do you see this is mostly for the students to understand what kind of a trend that you saw or your faculty members saw from the companies coming to do the interviews? Is there any specific role or any specific technology a lot of those companies are asking?
As far as my knowledge goes, few companies are purely relying on coding. And irrespective of the branch, civil, chemical, instrumentation technology, or whatever it is, they are relying on coding. That is why for first years, all first years, we have made C programming, Python mandatory. Okay? To make them, once they come to third year also, they can make them good. And another thing is communication. Okay? So these are the only two major factors. Except for that, our students are all meritorious students. They are hardworking and smart. These people, when it comes to, say for example, my department, which I am heading right now. I have a bunch of PG students who are MCA and MSc. They are very good, very hardworking, but they have rural background. So when they have been exposed to placements, communication skills is a big thing. But I don't think that is a lacuna because communication is like giving pre-placement training and all. But coding is AI.
Okay, thank you. So back to both of you, you can answer the same question. When you are coming to the university or colleges to help people, what kind of skill sets that you're looking at, not just beyond textbook understanding?
So precisely, we are looking for those who have done minimum internship. I've been dealing before COVID. We started a pilot run in Haryana, where we are the enablers of startup ecosystem within Delhi region. So if you look at 2018 itself, there are the deemed universities which already giving a privilege to the students. They have to complete at least minimum 4 internships by the time they come to their final year. So we enabled that and we created a kind of ecosystem. We approached the colleges. First, we look at people who already done internship, clear that first layer, where we can talk about the real-time scenarios, what problems they have solved, not just the coding things. The communication, that is our last priority because communication doesn't matter. I can give you an example. One person from Srikakulam, he joined us 8 years back and he never used to take the client course because we deal with US clients back then and we never used to give them, he used to be part of the team, he used to understand how the team lead is communicating with the clients. Slowly he learned. Today, you believe me, he is in Canada. He got a PR, now he is dealing with clients working in Canada. So I think now if you look at the startups are the right ecosystems where communication or the skills can be learned. So it's not a big deal.
Guys, question to all of you. Raise your hands if you have already done any internship in the last 1 year. Okay. So you heard from the startup founder here that you should definitely do internship. At least you said 4, right? Yeah. So if you haven't done any internship, I think that's the first thing that you have to do right after this panel discussion conclusion. So you have a couple of founders here who can probably help you, guide you on how to do internships. Srinivas, you are very close to this auditorium also. Is there anything else that you want to add to what Lakshmipati said?
So, by the way, my company started with myself and an MTech student from EU. That's the organization. Literally, we both built a data processing pipeline where it deals with 5 million records per day. So from there we hear what way as a startup founder I'm looking on the students. So first of all, see, the fundamentals of the programming is anyways normal. I should not talk about there's an extra skill that's super fundamental skill you guys need to have. But on top of it, the curiosity factor then it creates your passion towards what you are working. For example, I said my domain highs are tech and the politics. Why? Because I excite doing them. When I learn something I really excite. I saw something I really excite. That's where even the complete transformation way of doing the things also is not making me insecure. I would say it is actually giving me literally very high. So literally I feel blessed to be in this era of the transformation, the biggest transformation with the tech which is happening, and privileged to be as a participant rather than spectator. So we all can be participants. So we just need to develop that curiosity, right? And go above the regular task thing, where somebody asks you to do thing, you're going to do that, rather than we as India, we have one other advantage, we have ton of problems around us, right? From the academics level itself, you try to see the problem, your local problems, your college problems, and you see the problems, you try to ideate them, right? Now you have your A, right? Once you have clearly articulated the idea, that's where the communication is super important. Once you articulated that idea and the value which you are expecting from this idea, you can really build the things, right? You just need not to think, you can just build it and take that solution to the stakeholders, get those opinions, right? So that's where the your thinking has to be, you need to be curious, you need to be thinking on higher order rather than the lower order task level. So that's where it will give you the advantage. And of course, I really surprised when I go back to some other college and I'm talking, most of the students didn't have the GitHub account or the LinkedIn profile. I was really surprised because those are the very basic tools where you can express what you are and for other people to see. Nowadays, I'm not going to see your resume. I don't care what you have in the resume. I mean, I'm talking about my perspective. I only talk about what you did. So it's like a chicken and egg problem. You need to give me the opportunity, then only I can do something. It's not that. Right? So you can always you can check the market. Everybody is saying there is very tough time for the entry level jobs. The only way we can jumpstart that situation by using these tools effectively and build something, try to solve something, and be in that higher order thing.
So just to summarize what you said, you were saying if someone needs to be intern at your company, they need to have basics of programming and then decent communication skills. At the same time, they should have a LinkedIn profile.
LinkedIn profile and GitHub profile, and GitHub profile has to have something which they created, which they thought that is useful for the people, and they should own that. Okay, definitely going to create it, but you need to own that. And that's where my questions would be.
Any other points that you want to add?
Guys, we have recently announced a paid internship. Believe me, we straight away told we need only Git repositories. We got around 55 GitHub links from where we could shortlist 7 people. So if you do not have, like he was adding, we first look at your LinkedIn and your Git repositories, then we'll call for the interview. Okay, so make sure any event you attend, you make sure you add up that what you have taken up from this interview, post it 2-3 lines in the LinkedIn because you already have a ChatGPT which can help you. At least do that.
Yeah, I know most of the students here are non-IT, non-computer science background, right? So how do you think they will be ready, with the kind of expectations that you are talking about? I know programming is not a huge task now, but do you guys want to give little insight into them whether that's going to be useful for all these guys as well?
As if everybody wants to be into the programming side.
No, because everyone wants to use AI at some point in their career, want to work on AI, right? So for a non-IT guy, what do you think they should be really ready to?
Yeah. So for non-IT guys, the one you saw the presentation about a lot of problems in the different industries, right? So this knowledge work is going to disrupt, but it still lacks on the disruption on the specific domain. Like you take a chemical industry, like you take a civil and everything. It needs a specific domain expertise. Okay. Program it could be able to disrupt right away because there is a lot of content available in the internet. Because most of the internet being used by the programmers to share their problems, share their solutions through Stack Overflow, through Reddit and everything. But this domain specific knowledge is not that much talked or that much published in the internet. So that's where your edge is. You can be a domain specific experts of building those models are just SLMs where it can solve a specific problems. You can try that. Yeah.
So they will be like functional experts.
Yes, functional experts having the technical knowledge.
Okay. Ma'am, you want to say anything else to the students about this session and also about the future of AI into their career? With that, we can conclude.
Yeah, that's what I told it placement.
Yeah, yes, she's going to address.
With permission of all respected members here, I just want to ask panel experts a question. Don't take me in a negative sense, but as a professor and as a person whom I am dealing with students day in and day out of my concern and just it has been my concern since long. Everyone are talking about internships. And that too, you are telling 4 internships in a career. When will they do, sir? Sir, do not think in the perspective of your industry or an intellectual person who has IQ quotient that of Einstein or whatever. When we come to academia, we have to keep in mind an average student. In mind. Yeah, my simple question. Again, I'm repeating, do not take me in a negative sense and don't give decisions that, okay, these people are. No, I'm just really concerned. How many people are there? Sir? Every year, some thousands of people will be graduating from my university. Like that, you take in whole of AP, some lakhs of students will be graduating. And how many companies are there and how many companies are willing to give internships? I just give my example of my own student, Vinay. From his first year or second year, I am seeing him. I keep on telling him, do not take your health at stake. I mean, this is out of my concern. You can think, madam, why are you so worried? Yes, I am worried. Your perception will be different and my perception will be different. And another point is, you ask for internships, and these people, they roam around industries, institutes, do not come to the classwork, and here, if at all, they don't put up 75% of attendance, we are not going to allow them for that. Are we not indirectly creating a mental tension or whatever it is on the student? One internship, it's good. What is this, sir? 4 internships, 6 internships, where will we do? Are you ready for your student, for your own children to undergo such type of thing? I mean, I'm very sorry if at all I've been.
Okay, I can answer
your concern.
Yes, I can answer this.
Okay, guys, I can answer this because I'm working with academics from the last 15 years. Okay, believe me, I've been enabler of integrating startups with the colleges. It's been I've done this program from Haryana, UP, and Andhra and Telangana. So when you talk about internship, there are 2 levels of internship. Your second year, third year comes into one bracket. Your 4th year comes into the third bracket. The first level of internship talk about, you all come from the academic background. We went to top 10 colleges in Telangana also. Till today, if I ask what you know, they come up with saying, I know C++, Python and Java. My dear friend, my son is in 8th grade who knows Python programming. He says he'll come and work with me in my company. Okay. So what the internships talk, academic should come friend, because the Python code, what you learn in the academic is the beginner level. You should do the advanced level. When I'm talking about 1 internship, 2 internship, the internship takes only 2 hours of your time. We have, last 3 years, we have given internship for 30 students who are from Tamil Nadu and Andhra and Telangana, who connect with us after 8:30 p.m. We connect with the students after 8:30 p.m. to 10:30. It's only a matter of 2 hours. And believe me, it is 8 weeks of program. It depends on how startups, industries are really coming friend to help the academy. Okay, so it's 1-2 weeks, it will be 2 hours. Later it will be 1 hour. Later it will be, you can submit the assignment which was given to you at the end of the week. There are models, madam. There are companies who are really taking that initiative. It's not me alone. And the second level of internship, I'll tell you, it's a 4th year students. Believe me,
Fourth year students, you have a 6 months of time. You have to do some project outside. This is the golden period for you. You can come down to our internship. We have opened our R&D center in RK Beach, ma'am. The model is very simple. You have to give me 4 hours of time. Come there, work on the real-time project. Where more technical is what the concern is. We are grouping up 4 departments: ECE, EEE, and computer science. We work on industrial automation solutions where 3 people work together on the particular solution, where they'll understand what exactly the real-time problem this particular project I'm working on, where you learn the collaboration. Because everybody who come to a hackathon, when we come, the one person will answer. The remaining 3 people will stand like that because they are not contributing together. So to answer your question, there is no stress, ma'am. It depends on what kind of internship they are selecting. We keep on people, don't need to go into the market. You be on the LinkedIn, check out the profiles of the company, ask them for the internship for 1 hour or 2 hours. It's up to you how you ask, and companies are ready to offer you.
What is the scale of internships we are providing, sir?
Ma'am, I think we'll conclude on that point.
2 or 5? 5. 2, huh? So we will make a note of it so that we can inform to our students. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I think this point is that we don't need to necessarily spend the entire 8 hours a day for the internship. So it can be a very flexible model that you guys can adjust your curriculum. So thank you. Srinivas, you want to say anything?
Okay. So by the way, I didn't say like I need this many internship. I just need your LinkedIn and GitHub profile just to gauge your curiosity and the perspective and articulation what you guys are. Then if I have a requirement, then so for my internships generally not for sake of giving internship. Like I want to take them who are there in internship as an employee. That's how I work because it's value to the time, right? Like I have my time value and I need to respect your time to be valued. So of course I agree to that one point, like students has to have like this much percentage of attendance and they're still able to do these things, right? Like that's where I think from the academic side also maybe it needs to be a bit flexible. Let the students explore these tools and build something, try to build something where they think it can solve something. Okay, we can create a repository of the problems and ask them to take it and solve it continuously like a factory, right? So then by the time they come out, they'll have strong perspective on how these tools are working, and they might have a good number of repos created, and they might even get into the one problem where they can effectively solve, probably build their business, not just the employee, right? That's how I'm saying it. Yeah.
Thank you. With that, I want to conclude this panel. I think one of the takeaway for us is irrespective of the skill set, irrespective of the course that you're doing, AI is going to happen in your own industry. So let's make sure that now you have a good eye on what's happening in your industry in connection to AI. I want to congratulate Srinivas for actually going to the Delhi event, presenting one of the solutions that he's building to a client. So before that, I will open this to all the audience if you have any questions to the panel. Anyone has any questions? Yeah, give me a
Yeah, maybe can I speak? Am I audible there? Yeah. Just wanted to, on the internships, I wanted to comment. We are a startup, early stage startup. We are a robotics company. We actually, I'll wait for that. Good evening, everyone. My name is Giridhar Patnaik. I'm from a company called Dreambot. We are an early stage startup. And talking about the internships, right now at our company there are about 16 interns we have. We're a small company, but we have 16 interns. And last 1 year or so, we have hired about almost 10 to 12 employees. All of them were interns. We don't have major. We tried to figure out a way, and we perfected the way of making people very productive. We are lucky to do that, and we basically give them most of them paid internship. We see them if they're good, we hire them. If they're not good, we don't hire them. As simple as that. And the best time to do internships with us is December timeframe. That's the 6 months. In our case, of course, some of them are software companies. They're good at basically offering quick, short internships. But we want somebody with us full time when they're doing the internship. Even though we are a small company now, we are basically 16 interns are here with us from AU, from Vignan, from Gayatri Vidyapasha. In fact, one of our co-founders, Dr. Sanjay Darvekar, is actually HOD at Gayatri Vidyapasha. So he handpicks and sends us people. So that way, I think even though you're a startup, small startup, you can offer always. We offer a program where they work one day with us, rest of the time they work at their home, work on the assignments and come back. That's how we are able to save on the seating cost and all that.
Thank you. I have one point to add, ma'am. So internship is the one way to they go into the industry and understanding the problem or working on the active problem statements and getting the knowledge. So other way you can create is like even though like I'm in the premises of EU, but I really don't know how to approach, whom to approach, who are the people ready, and what kind of the previous work they did, right? Not just for internship. Okay, probably like I have so when I'm building a large system or the platform, it will have very specific problems to be R&D about, right? So what I suggest is like, let's say if there is a channel where I can pose this very specific problem statement and outcome. Maybe you organize like a groups of the people where they can like raise their hand and like they started working and get the output happen. Okay. So what will happen is like it's a win-win. Like for me, like I reduce some of the R&D time and I get the value and see whether I can hire like 1 or 2 people from the same group which effectively solve that. And second thing, even if I didn't hire, okay, I just throw all the problems and people started working. Still, I see a value. Now, what you worked is like a real problem statements where we can use them, or you can gain knowledge first of all, and second, you can use them when you are going for an interviews or when you are trying to build some other things. That's how I see it.
Yeah, Srinivas.
What I wanted to mention is many of the students here do not belong to the computer science department. So when you keep repeatedly saying GitHub profile, I understand that you are from the IT industry and therefore you are saying that. But what about those students who are listening to you about how do they benefit from AI and what is out there? And I believe that it's our responsibility to give them some knowledge of not just drag everybody into coding and everything, but some kind of a knowledge or direction on where do they go and learn. One thing. And the second one part that I wanted to quickly mention, I think the underlying aspect is not, I don't know if it's getting through. When you keep talking about GitHub profiles and when you keep talking about projects, what you're talking about is getting work done which is practical rather than what you're doing for studying. Many of the students are good at studying and writing exams, but they're not so good at practical, which is what you are expecting. Right?
I don't think we are expecting that on the internship. We already spoke about this. The question that I asked the panel was, a lot of these students were non-IT and not computer science. So Srinivas answered that question saying,
they would be coming as interns from the functional side of it. Someone is on a chemical engineering or someone is in the civil side. If they are doing any project specific to civil, they will come handy from a subject matter expertise.
Yeah.
So that's the other area, if they are doing those projects, they will come handy. So while the computer science program are handled by CS students. Yeah, that's what Srinivas was answering.
I understand, but the point that I am trying to make is there is this assumption because of students not being aware. The assumption for the students is when I go join an internship, they will teach me what to do. They will train me on whatever I need to do. Which is where you're saying, hey, C++ and Python, I'm not going to teach you, I'm not going to train you on that. Right? So I think that point, if you can get across, that look, internships are not there for training you on a particular thing. You should already come with some knowledge of that. Obviously, you need training on that particular field. Anyway, that's, I think
sure.
we get the point.
I think he has another follow-up question.
Maybe a live project working with connecting with certain industries. It's not it is going to hamper the academics because I do engage certain my students with some industries to work some projects. They come back and told me that, sir, what I'm doing is almost 25 years experience plus is going to do. And second thing, yesterday night he told me that whatever I learned from that project, actually it helped his gate examination as well. So if you can connect proper way, I think the subjects and also either internship in company or live projects working for a company. End of the day, your resume speaks about what competence and skills you have.
Right. I think all of us agree to the fact that internships will help them. Just that they want to understand what kind of internships will add value to their own studies. Hopefully, that the panel agree to that same point. But I don't want to continue talking about internships a lot here because the whole idea of this event is about AI and then how AI would be driving the future of every industry in the country. Anyway, thank you everyone. That concludes the panel.
A very big thank you to the moderator and all the panelists for such a dynamic and educational discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, we now bridge the gap between theory and practice. As we move to the product demos and interactive sessions, we have 4 innovative startups, in fact 5 innovative startups here with us today to showcase their solutions. So before we begin, a very quick note to each and every startup that is presenting here today. So you have 7 minutes for your pitch and you will have 3 minutes for the question and answers. So I request all startups to kindly stick to the time limits so that we could conclude the event within the specific time. So now I take privilege in inviting the first team to present here before us. We have with us Greenbot. Team Greenbot. So we have Mr. Girdhar Patnaik, the founder, Dr. Girdhar Patnaik, the founder of DreamBot.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Giridhar Patnaik from DreamBot Private Limited. We are a robotics physical AI company. I'm very sorry I don't have anything to present or show today due to a technical reason. We are working on some unique technologies that we are still patenting and all that. So we're not able to show any of them in a public affair like this. So I'll be talking to you a little bit about what our product is. We are essentially a robotics company. We are building a fully autonomous robotic cooking range. Essentially what it is from your office or your home and wherever you are, you pick up your mobile phone and select what you want to cook. Rice, sambar, dal, chutney, curry, whatever you want. And you click go. By the time you come home, it will cook it and keep it aside. Fully autonomous. So it's the fully autonomous devices robot are the new way of doing things. That the robots are intelligent enough to do whatever that is supposed to do, a dedicated task to do. That is what we are building right from here in Vizag. There are very few companies that are working on. There are companies working in Munich, London, Bangalore, Shenzhen. These are some of the cities where this work is going on. And we are very happy, from here, hometown, we're talking about this company. And we like to see this as a big company, and this is our contribution to Vizag. Of course, there's a lot of process in this, and it involves a lot of different technical skills. We essentially use a lot of machine vision, 3D vision, and all that. So those of you from computer science. If you are from mechanical engineering, we do a lot of robotics, gears. We use not differential gears. We use harmonic gears, very precision harmonic gears that we work on. And if you are from electronics, we build our own custom PC boards. We make those PC boards, microcontroller based PC boards. We also build a lot of AI, LLMs, these kind of things that we use in our technology. Since most of you are basically from engineering, I'm talking to you guys that these are the different kind of technologies that you can put into robotics. And robotics is not just a mechanical engineering field, it is for everyone. There's a lot of algorithms that are there usually in robotics. You need to, these days, we're talking about autonomous, so a lot of intelligence is there in these kind of robotics. Our robot system is typically, just tell you how it is. It's going to be in a 4 feet by 2 feet by 3.5 feet box that you can place on a kitchen countertop. There's a couple of robotic arms. Some of you know the robotic arms, and if you pick up the utensils, there are like induction pads and different kitchen gadgets that are there, and it will cook everything autonomously, just like a human would cook. This is one set of products that we have, and we are also this year onwards we are also working on a humanoid robot that will do. Instead of a dedicated machine, a humanoid will go on, and that's the plan. Because if you look at the industry news and all that, China is going really big on the humanoid robots. There are at least 10 different robot companies in China alone. And there are many others. Tesla, of course, is recently they showed in CES show Atlas. That's a very unique robot which can actually twist around the neck, all that kind of stuff. Very fancy robot. It's not just like a natural human, but it also has movements that are not human-like, which is very optimized for space constrained industry areas and all that. So that is what we do, a little bit of robotics. Unfortunately, I did not have I cannot show our animation, some of the products. We are also releasing a few set of products, about 3 products very soon, in a month or so. A couple of them are software products, which is one is a robotic simulator where you can completely, even if you don't have a robot, you can simulate and test it. And another is an open source software. We'll put all that into open source called Control Center, with which you can control robot and all that. And then a hardware platform, which most likely will be a do-it-yourself kit, where you can actually build not toy robots, but really industrial grade robots, where you can have the torques and all those kind of engineering parameters in it. That's about a little bit about our company. And I have 2 more minutes. I can take more questions. Yeah. Is there a question?
Giridhar garu, I am also Patnaik, I am Professor Patnaik, and Mozilla associated with your law. And I think this question already for you. When can we expect the product, to launch in the market, roughly?
Launch in the market, we are going to launch in the market as a beta product first, so which will be given to 10 users. And we targeted it for about 2 years from now. So we may release it before. We're trying to estimate. We may release it before, but we don't promise it yet. In 2 years' time, the beta will be ready. And to full market launch is about 3.5 years from now.
What would be the cost like roughly?
Cost of the equipment is going to be around 6 lakhs. We're looking at tax factory price. So that includes all the kitchen gadgets, a mini washing machine, dishwasher, a water treatment system with UV and all that kind of fancy stuff, and induction pads, the cooking range, dispenser containers, and also a grinder, everything on the chassis, and the robots, everything included. That's basically, we're talking about 6 lakhs expected, right? This is our target price.
6 lakhs after 3 years.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. And next, sir, you look very optimistic, actually it's a good thing. How would be the demand for this product in the market in India?
We're not uncertain, like you said, we're optimistic. Any technologies is generally working in an optimistic way. Now, one of the things that we did is we did a pilot survey with upper middle class section. We're looking at this is targeted to top 5%, 6% income groups in India. So if you compare that with a car or something, a lot of people own about 5 lakhs of car. That is about the price that we're talking about. And the survey that we did came up really good. We are really surprised. We thought a lot of people will tell it is going to be expensive. Yes, there are about probably 5 to 10% people said it is expensive. And of course there are lower cost equipment that are already available in the market, about 1.5 lakhs, and also we are positioning the product differently. And most of them said yes, they like the product and they want the product. And all of them are typically our friends, probably in the upper middle class. So they said they want a machine like that. So we don't know. There could be surprises with that. Anybody we talk to, any woman we meet, yes, I like this product. Especially women, a lot of them like. Men too, I don't like, because it's yeah.
Lastly, sir, now the food suppliers are there like Zomato, Swiggy, and all this. And how we will face that demand? I mean, rather, how do they face our demand for the machine in the market?
You mean how will the competition be?
Yeah, competition.
Okay, of course we are definitely not monopolistic mind. We are not here to rule the world with our own product. We are not expecting that. There are a lot of competition for our product. There are paid cooks are here. There are, of course, Swiggy, Zomato, these are all there. And of course, you also have packaged meats. You can bring it, heat it, and eat it. These are all the possibilities. But then end user choices are going to change. Every person is different, and especially people with health conscious people and people with restricted diets. Some people don't want certain allergies, and all these people can depend on Zomato. These are some of the cases, and there are different user groups where people want, for example, paid cooks. We had one problem when we were actually doing the surveys. They said our cook can cook South Indian food, but North Indian food he doesn't cook well. These are the things that are there. So there is going to be competition. Also within autonomous robots, we do have competition. But yeah, that is the game we are in.
One minute, sorry. Are you getting any assistance or encouragement from the governments or any funding agents involved?
Yeah, we got about 3 grants. One is from Department of Biotechnology, BIRAC grant, about 50 lakhs grant. We also got a grant from SCBA, about 20 lakhs grant. We also got from Department of Science and Technology through AHUB, where we are incubated, 10 lakhs grant. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Up next, we have a presentation from another startup, that is Meet Lens AI. Team Meet Lens AI. We have the team from Meet Lens AI.
To unlike others, what we are doing in last few seconds, because you have not covered just
And moving on, we have yet another presentation from Team Ready.io. So we have Mr. Shekhar Javadi, who is the CTO of Ready.io.
Yeah, hi all. Very high benches are there. My name is Shekhar. How many of you know about Ready.io? How many of you know about Ready.io? Only few. Okay, even few is good. Yeah. So hi. Hope you all know about the struggle between getting the job or getting in the internship, or we are building something that is somewhat like most of the people think like very boring job, but there is a very high scope for boring job. We have to make it so impactful. That's what the reason behind we have started Ready.io. So we are building, we are building a recruitment platform where job seeker can come to our platform and give the interview and complete their basic assessment. And if they have done with the assessment, and within just 30 seconds, we will generate the score by using artificial intelligence. So that is our basic core idea. So there will be one interview happen in our platform. So that particular interview will going to ask you a couple of questions and all these things. So once the interview is completed, you will get your skill score. That particular score will be directly shown to the multiple companies. So that's the very simple solution we are building. So right now we have acquired users around 50,000, and we have collaborated with the colleges around 30 or 30 plus. And so we have onboarded around 500 students, like 500 job seekers into different type of companies and organizations. And we are working with organizations like Orphos Group, Laila Group, and hope a lot of you know about Varun Motors and Physics Wala, Gooey. So these are the brand right now we are working with. So that is all about the traction and coming. So to be frank, I don't have any presentation here. So that is a very basic idea. So that's what we are building here. you guys getting my point or not? Okay. So that is the reason behind so we want to build one unified platform where job seeker can come and both job seekers, startups or organizations can come together, and startups they can hire whoever they want. So that is the very basic idea we are building right now. Yeah, you can see. So the problem we are solving here is students confused about how to approach the recruiters and how to get the attention from the recruiters. So this is a place where most of the job seeker can come to our platform and give the very small assessment and get the A score. And as well as this is also a platform where a lot of recruiters can come to our platform and take the candidates they want. So candidate can able to see the vetted candidate. Vetted candidates means already screened candidates. That is a very simple solution we are solving. Yeah, so you can see we are building like solution for end-to-end recruitment problem, and A assessment will be also there in our platform to streamlining the entire hiring solution. Next. Yeah. So this is our traction right now. Next. Yeah. So this is the traction we have acquired till now. Right now we have a user base around 50,000 user base. We have started this particular company right out of this particular building, hub. And so we have collaborated with 65 colleges. We are right now annual recurring revenue of 16.8 lakhs. And 200 companies already onboarded in our platform. That's all about the traction till now. Yeah, so coming to the assessment scoring, here you can able to see if you have done with the assessment in our platform, you will get the technical score, communication score, behavioral score, and all type of score which is already given to the any recruiter to you. You will get all these scores in just 30 seconds. So that's all about our platform. So this is how the hiring profile of the candidate will look like. You can able to see the candidate details and the all the communication, professional, and all the scores here, and entire scoring will be shown here like this. So this is how the A interview will look like. Next. So this is our milestones. So we have achieved around $12,000 ARR last year December. Right now we are looking for the $30,000 ARR maybe in few months. That's the target right now, and we have a few more milestones also till the end of next 2027 March. So these are the company right now onboarded in our platform. So some of the multi-billion dollar companies also onboarded in our platform. That's all about our traction. So these are the few colleges we have collaborated. So they are using our platform to streamline their assessment, EA interviews, and all these things. So this is our positioning system where there is also a lot of AI recruitment platform is also out there. So for example, one of the example is Mercer. So it is a fastest growing startup in the history on earth. So they are also a recruitment platform. They are focused on the candidate who are ready to join in a companies. So that is their USP. Coming to our USP is to give the candidate to any particular company in just very less time. So that is our USP here. So we have secured a grant from Azure, Microsoft under the Founders of Program. We have secured around 1.5 crores cloud credits as a Microsoft cloud credits. So that's all about our idea. Yeah, thank you. Any questions? I'm open to answer any doubts or questions you have. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a crazy question. Okay, so let's say I interview with you guys, you give me a technical score, communication score, and all these scores.
Yeah.
I fail. Is there a chance that I can improve? Will your platform show that I've improved from X to Y in a period of time?
Yes. I got your question. So once you have done with the one particular assessment or you have applied for one particular job, you will go through the assessment process right after the applying the particular job. So even if you are getting very low score, that's okay. You can have a chance to apply another job maybe in few after days, maybe few days after.
So the next question is, how can companies use this platform? Is it a subscription model or is it a candidate model?
Yeah, so right now we are taking the subscription around like $20 from the like any startup or organization. But that particular $20 they can able to hire, like they can able to see the 300 vetted candidates. Yeah.
So do you have any specific questionnaires that can be given by the company, or do you have the questionnaires based on various technologies?
So basically, in our platform, all the questions and all the conversation is happen instantly. For example, the questions will be generated from the candidate resume, job description, as well as the answer they are giving to the previous person. So that's how the question system will work in our platform.
Yeah. Perfect. Congratulations, sir. Very good to see a young guy running this. Happy to
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions? Any silly questions you can ask? I hope a lot of you people are looking for internships. You all can enroll in our platform and get the internships or job through our platform. I'm really happy to see all the results from your side. So any silly questions from the students here? Even if it is a silly question, I can able to answer that. No problem.
Do you have competitors now in Vizag?
Sorry, sir, I didn't.
Do you have competitors in the Vizag?
Right now I don't think so, sir.
So,
Yeah, but there is a competitors. So for example, most of the recruitment agencies, they are a bit type of competitors, but not the direct competitor to us. So we are a tech-enabled platform. They are not a tech-enabled platform.
okay.
So they might comes under like indirect competitor. Any questions? Yeah, thank you all. Thanks for giving this opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Narendra sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shekhar. And now we have presentation from Ascription, Team Ascription. The stage is yours. So we have Mr. Suresh, who's one of the directors of Team Ascription, along with his team.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jyotsna and I'm from Ascription Technologies. So let me put this very simple. In India, especially in rural India, cows and buffaloes are not just treated as animals, they're the source of income, the source of milk, and they're also treated like family in some places. Now, can I please get the slides? Now, you and I, we have identification. We have PAN cards, we have Aadhaar cards, we wear identity cards all the time to prove who we are, to know who we are, and to recognize ourselves, or for other people to recognize us. But that's not the case for animals, because animals, or cattle in general, they look very similar to each other. They can be distinguished by a particular pattern called as the muzzle pattern. The muzzle pattern is the area around their nose, which is as unique as our human fingerprints. So what we have done is, because of this unique muzzle pattern, we'll be able to identify our cattle, and we've done that using AI. Before I answer why exactly we're using AI to tackle the solution, let me tell you what problems do we face? Often, the cattle data is duplicated. We get false claims on insurance. We lose the tags of our cattle, and there's a lot of India loses thousands of crores of rupees every single year because of this manual way of entering our records of our cattle. So we have simplified this using AI. So what we do is we use our app called Godar. In the app, we take a photo of the muzzle, we scan the muzzle, we extract the features of the muzzle pattern. Once extracted, we register the cattle in the database, and once they're entered in the database, we can retrieve that using an identification scan button that we have in the app. So instead of me just telling you all about it, let me show you all a quick demo. I'm just going to show you all the main part of the app right now. This is how our app looks like. Once we open the app, of course, we use our credentials to log in. A person who has a lot of cattle can be called as a beneficiary. A beneficiary they can enter cattle. So in this particular example, we're going to add a cattle into our beneficiary. We start by taking 3 images of our muzzles. Once the muzzle images are taken, we take the front with our location. We take an image of the side profiles of the muzzle, the left and right. Once we take all the images and they're stored in the database, we enter details like the age, breed, cattle type, if it has insurance, if it has medical certificates, the owner's name, all the details and challans if there's any, and all the details we added into the database. So once we add all the data there, we can retrieve this muzzle pattern using an identification button that we have in our app. Can you forward that a little? Right, so once you add in all these details, you have successfully entered all the details of the cattle. And to retrieve the cattle again, we use an identification button on our app. So we scan the muzzle pattern and the pattern is searchable in the database. If we find a similar pattern in our existing database, we pull out that cattle with a unique ID and tell that this is the exact animal that you've scanned before and given all the details regarding it. This is a basic overview of the app. We also have marketplace. We can add a seller. So if you want to sell your cattle, you go onto the platform. It's like a full-on cattle-related app that we can have. And this is not just a demo. We have worked with AP government in Tirupati, and we have registered around 1 lakh cattle, and we have attained an accuracy of 82%. And we're still working on it. We're scaling it up. And this is not just to India. A lot of countries like Africa, Latin America, Southeast Asia, Russia are also in need of this cattle app right now. So with this, I can just call Godar as an Aadhaar card for animals in general, the cattle in general. So I'm open for Q&A. Thank you so much. For the Q&A, can I ask Suresh sir to please come onto the stage?
Okay. I'm audible? Yeah. I'm Suresh. I'm one of the directors of Acquisition Technologies. Basically, behind the scenes, I'm taking the technology and all those things, the AI part and all those things, and taking care. So far we are able to identify like nearly out of 1 lakh cattle, we are able to identify nearly 80,000 of them, which we have given an ID and we successfully able to retrieve those things. There are some practical considerations which we are working on. Basically, when the muzzle is moving or when the cattle is moving, we are not getting the real image of the cattle. With that, we are having some difficulty acquiring the weeds, grooves, and all those details of the cattle. These things we are overcoming using some course level identification, and we are using the CNN models and all the attention mechanisms. So we are using these things to make it more accurate. Yeah, I'm open to any questions. I'll let you guys shoot whatever the thoughts you have in your mind. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. So maybe it may seem to you like a silly question, but I'm really concerned why you are only confined to cattle, like rather than exploring yourself to other animals too. Like like every member is of a pet animal. Like they imbue pets into their life. So if any pet is missing, can't we use this app for that?
Yeah, I mean, those things are in the roadmap. It's not a silly question, it's a very genuine question. We have those things in the roadmap. Initially, we want to prove with the cattle. Once we implement on the cattle and once we bring the entire animal husbandry on board, like one dashboard for all the entire animal husbandry, then in our roadmap, next thing is to do on the dogs. So, like any missing dog or anything like that, when you're outside or something, if there are any, instead of posting all the missing dog, pick posters and all those things, we can simply take a picture of it and identify the owner of the dog, and we can send it to details to them. Actually, yeah, it's a very genuine question. It's in the roadmap, and maybe in a 6 months time frame, something like that. I think we will start working on those things.
Another thing is like, how do you classify dogs into other things? Like in the cattle, as you said, it is basing upon the muscles, as you
Yeah.
the facial muscles.
Yeah, even dogs are the same thing. The nose part is very unique. Along with that, we have to take the coarse identification of the dog. Along with that, the features of the dog we can take basically. So by clubbing these two coarse identification as well as the nose part, basically, we should be able to identify the dog. Yeah. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Another silly question maybe, but apart from the muzzle, I'm not sure about animals. So any other part of the body can be considered for unique identification, just like they take our iris for scanning and all. Maybe their hooves or their
Actually, the fur part of the cattle is also kind of unique, basically, and in the forehead part also there is a kind of uniqueness in it. But out of all those things, the muzzle is the most visibly unique, basically. It's like a fingerprint. As long as we have a pretty good shot of the muzzle, like which is exposing the inner details of the muzzle, we are going to get a good unique identification from the muzzle. Yeah, definitely the fur part and the forehead part is another unique patterns basically we can extract.
Let's say somebody comes to you and you need to verify. So what do you typically give as a report for a match? Do you give us the prints or what do you typically give as an output?
We give the full complete picture of the cattle basically, along with the beneficiary details and all those details. Okay guys, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And up next, we have another startup. We have MeetLens AI. MeetLens AI.
Namaskaram. This is Rinat. So, in any company, if anything goes wrong, so one of the most affected person is manager, because manager is responsible for running things
making sure the project happens. So the major complaint of the every manager in any company is they lost the context and the meeting actions. So, so Meetland solves this problem by using AI to analyze the meeting and get the action items and the required decisions. Next slide. So this is the core problem. So after every meeting, managers lost what decisions are made and what actions are taken and time gets lost on it. These are the most complaints on Reddit. Like some of them said, most meetings are complete waste of time, and we talk in circles and hours every single week. So this is a constant complaint that is been on Reddit, and this is the core problem of managers of what they lose if the meeting lost its context. So this problem has been validated by the Razorpay, Fixmy each one of the platform where they show the problems of the current area, and this has been rated as a highly severe SaaS problem. And the solution the Meetland provides. Let's see Meetland in action. The demo. Live demo. Yeah. So after the meeting, so Meetlands provide the required analysis. So the summary, this is every tool provides it. But apart from that, Meetlands also provides highlights, like what have been discussed in the meeting and what are the highlights of it. And it also provides the tone analysis, which is very rare in the meeting. So it also scores the how much confidence that AI has. And next, key decisions. One of the most important thing that managers want is key decisions. What decisions were made during the meeting. And Meetlands not only show the key decisions, it also show the context. Go to the eye. Down. Go to the information icon. Info icon. Now, info icon after the copy. Yes, this is the why AI selected this. This is the context that most meeting tools ignore this because AI can hallucinate things. It cannot be trusted 100% because it hallucinates things because of creative freedom. So Meetlands not only gives the decisions, but it also gives the context that is required. Next. And next analysis. Next step. Yeah. The action items. So this is also action items, one of the main feature of Meetlands, which tells you not only what to do next after every meeting, but who does it and what time it should be done. So this is everything about Meetlands. So I'm happy to take any questions. Anyone? Sir? Right now I'm working in a AI services company as an intern. Yes. As of now, I have attended few meetings, but not exactly AI services meeting, but other meetings.
See, I'm going to be very direct with you.
Okay.
Because I think this is necessary for a lot of people. Please don't take it in the wrong way. But without you having some experience in the area that you're trying to solve, or understanding a really good understanding of what you're trying to solve, the solution that you're going to come up with will not be what anybody is going to be looking for. So that's why I asked you that question.
Yeah. So actually, this is not a separate project. This was a problem statement given by the company in a build-it-on event. I built it there and further developing it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we have our final presentation today. Well, that brings us to the conclusion of the demos and also the conclusion of this very free AI summit. So before I let you go, I believe it is my duty on behalf of the Institutions Innovation Council of Andhra University to thank each and every one of you who made today's event a possibility. So starting right from Andhra University's management, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, the Principal AUCE, the President, Institutions Innovation Council, Andhra University, Dr. Professor Raju Garu, our keynote speaker for today, Dr. Deepak Madala, the panel, right with our moderator, we had Mr. Narendra Nirla as the moderator, Mr. Lakshmipathy Raju, Professor Lalita Bhaskari, Professor D. Lalita Bhaskari, and also Mr. Srinivas Madala. And also, I believe, as the Student Council of Andhra University's Institutions Innovation Council, we are indeed very thankful to Mr. Srinivas Savaram, whose mentorship also assisted in greatly shaping this event, and to all the volunteers who worked behind the scenes, ensuring that this event was a smooth event. And each and every member in the audience today, because without your presence, we would not have been able to make this event the success it is now. So thank you very much. And we're looking forward to seeing you with multiple other initiatives as part of the Andhra University Institutions Innovation Council. Have a great day. And also I request each and every one of you, before you leave the venue premises, kindly take a look at your seating area for any plastic that you would leave behind. So kindly ensure that you carry it with you and place it in the dustbins that are located outside. Yeah, thank you very much and have a great evening ahead.
Okay, exams are